Hey, it's Jody Stewart from 98.7 of the Gator. Welcome to Gator Bites. Really excited about today's guest. We get to talk with the former lead singer and frontman of Skid Row. He has sold 20 million albums, has 3 solo albums, has appeared in numerous TV shows, performed on Broadway, and now he's returning to the road to celebrate the 30th anniversary of Slave to the Grind, a double platinum album. He is coming to South Florida. So let's go ahead and welcome in Sebastian Bach.
Hello from
Hi, how are you?
I'll trade you some of our dryness for some of your humidity.
Because you're in Las Vegas right now, correct?
Yes, I'm a new resident. We're still getting moved in, but I did find my Charlie Watts. Look at this, Charlie Watts. Hi,
yeah.
Charlie. There's Charlie.
You know, I love that picture, and I want you to tell us about it on how you obtained it, and then I want to talk about Charlie for a second, but first tell us about that picture.
Well, my favorite Stones record, hang on. Yeah, you can see it. My favorite Stones record has always been Black and Blue. My parents used to play this when it came out in 78. I was like 10. And Hot Stuff, Daddy, You're a Fool to Cry, Memory Motel, Hey Negrita. It's such a good album. And I was at a record store on Melrose in LA, and this poster framed was up, like, but it was in the sun. And I was like, dude, get that poster out of the sun. It's so rare. Because I've never seen that poster, and it's in a green frame. And I go, wait a minute, let me just buy it, and I will get it out of the sun. He goes, all right. But then I had to spend the rest of the day walking around LA carrying this. And everybody on the street was like, Rolling Stones, yeah, all right. It was pretty fun.
Well, you know, I mean, the world of rock and roll, the world of music stood still the other day when we got the news of Charlie Watts passing. I did see your post on Twitter, and I have similar thoughts as you did, because you said your brain had told you that no one in the Rolling Stones would ever die, and I agree with that because they're our, you know, legendary heroes of music, and we think they're, you know, subhuman, but we realize now that they are just like us. And you said that they are always an inspiration. So were they an early inspiration for you as well?
Well, yeah, but even more so for my parents, as I just said, you know, because they grew up in that time, obviously. And I feel like I should be like this. Okay. So I mean, I was born in 68, right?
Right.
Summer of Love. Probably a lot of your listeners were born around then.
Sure.
So you guys are probably like me. My parents raised me on the best music you could ever imagine. Led Zeppelin was always playing in my house. I remember vividly being a little boy in the kitchen, and my mom and my aunt were going mental to Jimi Hendrix Fire while they're making French fries. And I was like, you know, up to their knees going, what is this music? Like, and I'm going, what is going on in this kitchen?
Right. So it's been instilled in you since you were just a kid.
Infected with that music at such a young age. And so then when you're 12, when you're into Hendrix, when you're 6, then like metal comes along and that blows your whole mind, you know, because it's like heavy metal is like the Stones or Hendrix, like turned up, you know, even more, you know, to me anyways.
So who are some of your inspirations when you were starting out?
I loved Cheap Trick.
Yeah.
South Florida resident.
Yes.
St. Petersburg, Robin Zander.
Yes.
One of the greatest of all time.
Love Robin.
And then Van Halen came out, and they were, to me, like a really dirty Cheap Trick. It's like, because they were like, there was something about that first Van Halen record that had a street nastiness that I had never heard before. I don't know how else to put it. It was just like so cool and badass.
I remember seeing a very young Van Halen open up for the Rolling Stones in the 80s. Yeah.
That's on the back of Diver Down. That picture. Is that from that gig? Maybe
yeah, and it was amazing. Let's talk about Slave to the Grind, because you are getting ready to celebrate the 30th anniversary of this album, and you're hitting the road. You're going to do the album in its entirety on the tour?
Yes, ma'am. And we're doing a lot of Southern Florida dates. The one in Fort Lauderdale.
Culture Room, November 6th.
And also we're doing Orlando. I know that.
Yes.
And some other ones too. I don't have it in front of me, but it's all online.
Yeah, we'll put it up on the website too. And I wanted to ask you something, because I just recently realized that that album was recorded in Fort Lauderdale at Gloria Estefan's studio.
It 100% was. And it was called New River Studios. I don't know if it's still there.
I think it is.
Well, it was a great place, and the fans used to come and hang out outside the studio when we were recording Slave to the Grind. And one time there was so many fans sitting out there in the parking lot.
Right.
I ordered like 20 pizzas for all the fans. Then I came out and I sat with them, and they're like, "Fuck, Baz got us pizza, man. This is great."
You are such a character.
Well, I mean, I just looked out the window. I was like, look at all these fans every day. They're probably hungry, right? Get them some pizza.
So you fed them. Yeah, that's fun. Thanks for sharing that with us.
Yeah. So, and then there was the famous gig where at the Sunrise Music Theater. We did 3 nights in Fort Lauderdale. And one of the gigs, I had bought a pair of pants at the mall that said the word "fuck" all over them. I thought they were very cool pants, but they were like cloth or something, and like the something ripped or something, and I ended up doing the show like with my pants falling down, and I was holding my pants up because I just wanted to get it over with, but the fans were freaking out. If you were there, you remember that. Anyways, I don't want to knock this
Well, I'm sure that some of our listeners do remember that, because I know Sunrise Musical Theater was one of the best places to see a show back in the day. It's no longer there.
No way, it's gone?
Oh. Yeah, for a long time. It's a church now.
Oh, my Lord. Well, you don't want your pants to fall down in the church.
So I want to find out about the artwork for the album, because your dad created the artwork. Tell us a little bit about that experience and about the album cover.
Well, about the experience, I would have to say that it's just a real family vibe on that record, because we all collaborated, the guys in the band. And my dad was a famous artist at the time. Mm-hmm. He's no longer with us, and we were so close. Like Snake was the godfather to my son. They came to my wedding, obviously, and we were always together, and we were good friends. And I just said, if you want my dad to do the cover, I'm sure he'd love to do it. And they said that'd be great. And it's a shocking thing when you get to a #1 record, and like everybody in your family is proud of it, and the band is proud of it, and it lives on for all these years. And we already did in my band the first album, 30th anniversary, and it was extremely well attended, and the fans really like hearing an album in its entirety.
Yes.
But you don't want to do the 32nd anniversary or the 33rd. It's got to be the real number.
Right.
so this is the 30th anniversary. It's 2021, but there's only a couple months left.
Yeah, you need to get out on the road quick.
That's what I'm saying. And once January starts, you're not going to get this anymore. There's a whole new thing happening. So if you like the record, Slay to the Grind, you got till December, and it's coming up on September.
That's right.
And it's going to be done. So.
Well, luckily you will be in Fort Lauderdale in November.
Yeah.
So our listeners will get to see that treat. Now, you're also part of the KISS Cruise, which leaves from Miami in October. Yeah.
I'm a KISS fanatic. Everybody knows that, I think. Check this out. Those are all KISS records right there. Those are like collector's editions.
Got my KISS records out.
And so are these. I collect vinyl. What can I tell you?
No, I mean, from the Cheap Trick song, got my KISS records out.
Yeah.
Right?
Surrender. I am honored, beyond honored, to be on what they're saying is the last ever KISS Cruise.
Wow.
And, you know, I already had COVID. So I'm all nervous and freaked out, just like everybody. Like, I don't know. I've never been through this before. So, I mean, I'm going to see Guns N' Roses tomorrow. Tomorrow night in Las Vegas. I just got a text from Axl's camp.
Right.
I always get excited when I get a text. Guns N' fucking Roses. And they're like, Naz, you want to come to the show? And I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, so, but they can't hang out because there's no backstage.
That's right.
But they have a special Baz place for me to sit with my beautiful wife. And I'm also taking Stephen Pearcy from Rat.
You are?
Tomorrow night. Very excited. Very excited.
Oh my goodness, that sounds so much fun.
Yeah, we're all excited. But I already, if you saw it on the news or whatever, I did some shows earlier this month, and I did test positive for COVID.
I did see that, Sebastian, and I wanted to ask you about it to see first. You seem like you're feeling fine now.
100% fine. 100%.
So you've recovered, thank goodness. Yeah.
I just, you know, like I'm just, because I'm looking at how we have over 3 months of gigs booked. 3 months. Like, that is a long tour.
Yeah.
For anyone at any time. And I called my doctor. I was like, do I got to get a booster shot? What do I can't, like, get anybody sick. I can't get sick because then the tour's over. And he goes, dude, once you've had it, you're not getting it again. And I'm like, what? And he's like, you build up the antibodies. And he goes, there's no way you're getting it in the next 3 months. And he goes, Sebastian, you'll probably never get symptoms again in your life because you've had it and it's been through your system and now you don't have it. He goes, you're good to go. So I mean, he's a doctor. I'm not a doctor. I'm not trying to tell people what to do. I just listen to doctors. That's because they're doctors. Like, if my house catches on fire, I call the fire department. Like, you know, like.
Right.
So anyways, that's what he said. So here I come, Florida.
Woo! Woo! So you're getting ready to rock. And of course, we got the KISS Cruise.
Yeah.
I want to ask you about this. I don't know if it's if there's any truth to it, but maybe you could clear it up. Do you actually have Gene Simmons blood in your freezer, or did you at one time?
My mom threw Gene Simmons blood out of the freezer, and I lost my mind. She goes, honey, I didn't know what that was. It was a bunch of tinfoil and a Tupperware. I was like, Mom, you just destroyed the history of rock. No.
You know, yesterday was Gene Simmons' birthday.
Yes.
So happy birthday, Gene. So I did look, and there is availability still on the KISS Cruise for our listeners that want to go rock it. You say it could be the last one. Well, so I think people want to get on this.
They're saying it's the last one. Yeah. Well, I mean, I love KISS so much. This is a cruise ship celebrating KISS.
Yes. That's so funny. I have done one of those rock and roll cruises. I did the Leonard Skinner cruise.
Oh, yeah, I love Leonard Skinner.
And it was a blast. So for anyone who's going or thinking of going, it's the time of a lifetime. It really is.
And if you've already had COVID, you got no excuses. Okay, so come on, all you COVID mother truckers, let's party together. My doctor says it's all right.
It's going to be a big party. I don't know if they'll require vaccinations or not, but I'm sure people will find out when they go to book. But, you know, your fans have been asking this question, so I have to throw it out there to you. Do you ever see yourself doing a reunion with Skid Row?
Well, there's no reason not to. There's none. You know, when those guys try to say, he's difficult to work with, let me just say this one more time. We have not been in the same room together since the year 1996.
That is a long time.
So shut the F up about you thinking you know what I'm like. Like, you don't know anything about what I'm like. And the Gilmore Girls think I'm okay to work with. Broadway thinks I'm okay to work with. The Trailer Park Boys think I'm okay. Guns N' Roses think I'm pretty cool. Like,
yeah, they invited you to the show tonight.
You're not getting any younger.
Right. So never say never, and maybe that will happen.
Well, it should for the fans.
I know the fans would love to see it.
And we are absolutely running out of bands, and bands that can play in sheds. Charlie Watts, bye. Like, thank you. There's another band that you can't go see. So the fact that we are all still alive,
yes,
and we're all in our 50s, some closer to 60 than others. But that to me is selfish that we're not together. It's like just thinking of the band. I can play with anyone. I do play with everyone except for them. So whatever.
Sebastian, we love you. I mean, we love your music. Loved the music videos when they came out. I was a big fan. I mean, my 90s self would be pinching myself right now that I'm even talking to you. Again, it's the Culture Room in Fort Lauderdale for the upcoming tour. The date is November 6th. SebastianBach.com. Our listeners could go there to find out everything else they need to know. Anything else you want to leave us with today?
Yes, I do. I want to leave you with some breaking news. I was just told that on Tuesday, the television channel Reels, they are doing a documentary breaking the band Skid Row.
No.
So that's going to be cool. And they're coming to my house on Tuesday to get my side of the story.
Oh, that's great. I love that.
Watch that show all the time, you know. And I was like, when are they gonna do us? And that's Tuesday. So
and then you got the call.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So all the Skid Row fans that were sitting in the parking lot that I got pizza for,
right?
You can tune in to Reels and figure out where it all went wrong.
Oh, we can't wait to see that. Sebastian, we love you. Have a great day. Thank you so much for joining us, man.
You guys rock. I can't wait to see you in concert. You know, fingers crossed. But hey, if Guns N' Roses can do it, we can do it too. So here we come.
Have fun at the show.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye.